Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back again for another First Impression Fridays, and today I'm going to be doing a first impression of Parfums de Nicolai Amber Oud and Les Indemodables Oriental Velours. So stay tuned for that. If you like top 10 list first impressions and clone comparisons, hit that subscribe button for more great content. So both these fragrances, I've obviously tried Vanille Havane from Les Indemodables, very good fragrance. Want to see if there's something else that's good from the house, as well as Parfums de Nicolai, a fragrance brand that I've tried a couple from. I really liked Patchouli Intense, but so far I haven't found anything else that I really like. But I still am determined to find something else. They have a lot of fragrances to offer. Both these fragrances, if I recall, do have some amber in them, and this is the main reason that I've paired these two together. I think they're maybe suitable for similar occasions, but as always, we will find out right now. So I'm going to start off with Parfums de Nicolai Amber Oud. So not to be confused, of course, with the Roja fragrance. I think they're both going to be quite different, but I'm expecting a little bit of oudiness, of course, and amber as well. It's actually a very bright opening. I want to say there's something citrusy or bright up top. It has a very fresh, breezy feel to it. Very, very heavy on the lavender, and in fact, this comes off in a little bit, in a way, a little bit like a classic barbershop or some kind of fougere fragrance. The quality is there, quality is good. It does smell a little familiar, again, just because it has that heavy lavender and sort of citrusy feel, which I know a lot of fragrances, especially a lot of old school fragrances, do have. So this does smell a little bit more classic, although it doesn't come off as particularly dated, but it does have that classic fougere feel if you want to think about it. I get a little bit of the amber, so it's not very strong, but there's just a hint of it. It does add a really nice depth, and at least from where it is right now, I wish it was a little bit more amber heavy. Lavender is nice as a fragrance note, but I do prefer fragrances that have a little bit more to them than just heavy lavender. And again, this amber feel gives it a little bit of warmth. It takes back the sort of fresh, breezy feel a little bit that the lavender gives it, and gives it a little bit more depth and character. There is a touch of sweetness to go along with that. Overall, it is actually developing really nicely. I like that, the amber stepping in and the lavender cooling down a little bit, because, on that first whiff, it was just basically lavender, which again is fine, but it was a little bit too much lavender for my personal taste. I'm going to try the Les Indemodables and let this one chill out a little bit. Hopefully it continues to develop and some of those base notes and mid notes start to come out a little bit more. I am definitely looking forward to that. So this one is called Oriental Velours. This one, as far as I can tell, is going to be very different from Vanille Havane, but I'm kind of excited for that prospect. I mean, obviously that's a good fragrance, but two from the same house that are really similar personally wouldn't go for me. Now, I put way too much on my hand. I don't know if you can see all that that shine. Whew. That is so interesting. There's something there a little bit light, bright, a little bit sweet, but it has this resonance kind of quality. I definitely get this green, very lightly green, but a very woodsy kind of a feel. That actually gives it a little bit of a fresh, woody kind of a feel. But yeah, there is something giving it a little bit of thickness, a little bit of warmth, along with that sort of kind of bright woody feel that it has. And there's almost like a slight kind of bubblegummy feel. This is really not what I was expecting, but it is a very pleasant surprise. Again, with this one, as you would expect from the brand, the quality is definitely there. But it's almost like, I mean, it's not really bubblegummy. It's almost like this slightly sweet fizzy vibe, along with this nice kind of dark, thick, woody, and a little bit resinous feel that it has going on, which is an interesting contrast. It almost feels like a soda pop. It's kind of weird to describe it that way, but it definitely has some kind of, like I said, some kind of fizzy light feel to it on the opening. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of floral in this. I do get a little bit of a floral, but again, it comes off really nice. It doesn't come across to me. So for me personally, I do find a lot of the times that heavy floral fragrances do, at least to me, smell a little bit feminine. And although I do get a slight floral vibe, this one does not, to me, come off that way at all. Perfectly unisex, very different, very unique. But man, that almost bright fizzy feel, the way that it opens up is really, really nice, really uplifting. And like I said, there's that sort of slightly resinous, woody vibe that it has going on. Very nice, really, really good. So I am happy about that, of course. Vanille Havan got so much hype around it that, of course, you might feel like every other fragrance is going to be disappointing in contrast, but very, very good. I'm going to go back to the Parfums de Nicolai, see if it's developed a little bit. And it certainly has. So it's definitely changed up a little bit. It still has a very detectable lavender note. It's not as super in your face and breezy, but there is a certain kind of lightness that it brings to the fragrance, and of course that sort of calming lavender feel. Again, it does still have a little bit of a sweetness, it feels like a little bit of a musky quality to it as well. Not overly musky, a very, very slight laid back musk that that is sort of couched in that amber, and it still has that nice warmth and depth from that. But again, the amber is not maybe that amped up. I do feel like the lavender is stronger, although it doesn't take the center stage like it did right in the opening. It has certainly drawn back from there a little bit, and it is a really, really nice, very, very nice. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Les Indemodables, check this one out, see if it's at all developed, if it's still giving off the same vibe. Haven't had that much time to sit with it, but hopefully. So it still has it is weird because it does come across slightly fizzy. That almost bursting bubbliness that it felt like in the opening has toned down. It still has this green, I want to say piney feel to it. It does have a little bit of a prickly kind of an edge on this one. And there's something underneath all that's, not quite bitter, not quite tart, but it is sort of in that direction where it has a little bit of a zing to it, which does come across a little bit darker and much more resinous. It does have a very familiar feel to it, not to a particular fragrance that I'm thinking of, but of, a smell of something else that I've smelled, maybe a kind of incense or something like that. I'm not sure. It almost feels a little bit smoky, but not really. I wouldn't describe this as a smoky fragrance, but there is something there that's it has a bit of a sharp smell now that really kind of in your face fizzy brightness, that sort of darker, more resonance tone seems to be taking center stage. But yeah, it is almost bitter. It is, again, actually really interesting. The quality is really, really nice on this one, so I can really appreciate this. It does feel a little bit, to me, a little bit more like something a little bit more unique. Definitely something that probably you would wear for yourself. that opening was very friendly, very easy to like, and I think very, very mass appealing. But now it's becoming something quite a bit different. And I think this is definitely one that, again, if you like those niche, unique fragrances, this is one to check out. If you're looking for something a little bit more resinous, unique, distinct, kind of in your face. No, in your face probably isn't the right word. A little bit more sharp, I guess. But both these fragrances are actually really, really nice. This is a really nice, I think, for both of them. The Parfums de Nicolai is also still good, but I think I prefer actually the Les Indomables. It just is a little bit more unique. It makes a little bit more of a unique kind of statement, and I do often appreciate those kinds of fragrances. I mean, I don't always like them, but there is something really nice about this one that is quite different. Parfums de Nicolai is also very good. I do like them both, but again, that one I probably like more. Now, situations, like I said, I think the situations are fairly similar, although I think with all the lavender, the Parfums de Nicolai could be worn easily in spring, fall, probably winter, maybe even depending on a summer day, but I think the Les Indomables one is a lot more fall-winter kind of fragrance. It does come across, like I said, just thicker, more resinous, has that sharp bite to it. That to me makes it seem a lot more like a bit of a cold weather fragrance. You could probably pull off in the spring. I don't see why not, but it does have this dark feel to it. I personally would not wear this in the summer. In spring it might work on a not hot day. But very nice. I think they're both very classy, so you could wear them in more formal occasions if you wanted to. Quality is there. I think the Les Indomables, it does, at least for now, feel like it's a little bit stronger, has a little bit more projection. Of course, very hard to actually measure that on a first impression, but it does feel a little bit stronger. The Parfums de Nicolai, like I said, because it has that lavender and it has a lot of it, it does have a little bit of a lighter, airier feel to it. And that's, like I said, one of the things that really contributes it to being a little bit easier to wear, I think, in spring and summer. But probably could wear in fall, definitely, maybe even winter. Anyways, I think I'm going to cut the video there. Nice to do a first impressions. I know it's been a long time since I've done one. So let me know in the comments down below, what is a fragrance that you tried out for the first time in the last little while. Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.